Hello, I'm Emily Frazier. I'm a clinical social worker, and I want to talk to you today about deep breathing. Deep breathing is a wonderful technique to use when we are feeling anxious, stressed out, intense, maybe even fearful. Using this technique, we can, in fact, control the physiological response of our body to these situations. When we feel anxious, in our bodies, we get very ramped up. We actually can go into what's called fight or flight response, which is where adrenaline is just dumping into your system. When this happens, your heart rate speeds up, your pulse rate speeds up, everything gets faster, we get tighter. All of this to prepare us for running away or fighting off whatever feels so scary to us. We can reverse these effects through slowing those physiological responses down through deep breathing. The techniques of deep breathing are very simple. If you just remember two things, slow breaths and long breaths. We want to take very slow and deep breaths. Our normal breathing is usually in this area. It's much more shallow. And when we get anxious or stressed, our breathing usually speeds up, becomes even more shallow. So our goal is to slow those breaths down and to make them deeper, taking in more oxygen. It's a very simple technique. It requires you to think about breathing in through your nose, holding that breath really for the count of 3, and then exhaling through your mouth. So it's in through the nose, hold for the count of 3, exhale through the mouth. When people who practice this technique first begin, sometimes they talk about having difficulty really getting that breath deep. Sometimes when we feel very anxious and tight, there's a tightness in here that we have a hard time getting that breath to go past. I just want to encourage you to continue to practice this technique, and after 3, 4, or 5 breaths, a lot of people report that it feels like something opens up and allows that breath to go deeper. So in normal breathing, our breaths are up here. In deep breathing, we really want it to be a belly breath where we actually see our belly rising and then falling. I want to encourage you to practice this technique daily, just for 3 or 4 minutes. A lot of times, the best time to practice is maybe before going to sleep at night, or at some other moment of the day where you are relaxing and have some quiet space to do this. It's best practiced either sitting or lying down with your legs and your arms uncrossed and as much tenseness and tightness out of your body as you can. So we want to sit, my legs are uncrossed, my hands are in my lap, and I am now going to inhale through my nose. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. I'm going to exhale through my mouth. We're going to practice this for 3 breaths just to get a sense of what this feels like, okay? If you notice yourself getting lightheaded, then you've either slowed your breathing down too much or you're exhaling more than you've inhaled. So you just want to be aware of that. If you find that happening, start to return your breaths a little bit more to normal and then attempt again. You may find that as you practice this, that you really feel your body starting to relax. You feel the tightness leaving and the tension leaving your body. Some people even find that their best way to use this technique is by closing their eyes and really focusing themselves on their breathing and counting those breaths. So again, it's a big breath in, hold for the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, and breath out. So, good luck as you practice this technique, and I know that you are going to have some really positive and powerful results.